हरिप्रियो वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। So continuing from the 7th chapter of the first canto, entitled The Son of Drona Punished, we saw yesterday that how after the war was over and the Kauravas were defeated, and from the Kaurava side, Ashwathama, he committed one of the most heinous acts, the most abject cruelty of beheading the 5 innocent sons of the Pandavas. And Arjuna took a vow to bring him back and give him the same treatment. And when Arjuna was chasing, so Ashwathama became very, very frightened and fearful. And what he did? What did Ashwathama do? बोलिए।
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, he invoked the mantra to by the Brahmastra.
He invoked the mantra to release the Brahmastra. And when he invoked the mantra to release the Brahmastra, what was the effect? Manoram Prabhu?
Prabhuji, there was a big glare of sparks were seen all over the sky.
Yeah. Light. Such radiation was there. So much radiation was there that he could not see anything and he saw himself in imminent danger. So thereafter what he did when he saw himself in danger? Pradeep?
Action. He withdraw the weapons.
Where are you? What story you are creating? You are concocting a new story. Completely out of tune. What he did there, Shiv? What Arjuna did?
Arjuna prayed to the Supreme Lord Prabhuji.
Yes, Arjuna prayed to the Supreme Lord. When he saw the imminent danger, which was beyond his capacity to handle. So yesterday we saw 2 of his prayers in verse number 22 and 23. And we will continue in the verse number 24. This is 23rd, now 24th. Saeva jīva-lokasya māyā-mohita-cetasaḥ vidhatse svena vīryeṇa śreyo dharmādi-lakṣaṇam. So saeva jīva-lokasya māyā-mohita-cetasaḥ. So the Supreme Lord is beyond the jiva of this lok, who is very much captivated by the illusionary energy. And yet, though you are beyond the purview of the material energy, you execute the four principles of liberations, characterized by religion and so on for the ultimate good of the conditioned soul. Śreyo dharmādi-lakṣaṇam. The personality of Godhead Śrī Kṛṣṇa, out of his causeless mercy, descends to the manifested world without being influenced by the material modes of nature. He is eternally beyond the material manifestations. He descends out of his causeless mercy only to reclaim the fallen souls who are captivated by the illusionary energy. They are attacked by the material energy and they want to enjoy her under false pretext. Although in essence, the living entity is unable to enjoy. One is eternally the servitor of the Lord. And when he forgets this position, he thinks of enjoying the material world. But factually, he is an illusion. The Lord descends to eradicate this false sense of enjoyment and thus reclaims the conditioned soul back to Godhead. That is the all-merciful nature of the Lord for the fallen soul. So, the Lord comes for śreyas. What is this śreyas? The ultimate good is to establish the dharmādi-lakṣaṇam, the four principles of liberation. Tathāyam cavtaraste, tathāyam cavtaraste, wo bhara jīva-lokasya, svanam ca anyan bhavanan, anudhyānya ca sakrita. So he's continuing his prayers, his deep realizations. He says, thus you descend as an incarnation to remove the burden of the world. So Arjuna has realized this. Why was the Mahabharata battle arranged by Krishna? To remove the burden of the world and to benefit your friends, especially those who are your exclusive devotees and are constantly wrapped in meditation upon you. Cha ananya bhavanam. Those who are completely dedicated to you. It appears that the Lord is partial to his devotee. Prabhupada says this appears that the Lord is partial to his devotee. Is it true or false? I am asking all of you. Pranav, why your video is off?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, actually light is not there in my room.
Oh. You have in Agartala so many electric failures.
Today is raining and thunderstorm, that's why electricity is disturbing.
Prabhupada begins the purport by saying it appears, okay, never mind, you can have your audio very clear. Your mobile light is sufficient. Your face is glowing. What else do you want to receive? That is sufficient. So the Prabhupada's purport begins by saying it seems that the Lord is partial. So, what is your realization? The Lord is partial or the Lord is impartial?
Yes, Prabhuji, Lord is partial to his dear devotees.
How?
He is inclined to it.
How? If you say yes, then you have to give some praman. And if you even say no, then also you have to give some praman. Some evidence is to be there.
Lord appeared to protect his devotees.
This is the praman. Where is the praman? Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, this 9.23. What is the verse? Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dvesho asti nam. That is the Paramatma feature. That is equal to all in the hearts of everyone. But then, here the word is very important. It seems that the Lord is partial to his devotees. Yes. If it would be Paramatma, he is not partial. Paramatma is not partial. Brahma Jyoti, there is no question of any extent. Please try to understand this very, very important aspect of who can get this realization that the Lord is partial. Only a very dear devotee of the Lord. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dvesho asti nampriya. Then the Lord says in the second line that ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite teshu chapriyam. So the Lord says, I am in their heart and they are in me. Okay, Sonika, you were raising your hand. What is your reply?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, yesterday only you gave the example of that Krishna just broke his bow and took out that wheel as chakra because he was he was partial for Arjuna.
Yes. He cannot allow Arjuna to be harmed under any condition by anyone. And he would go to any extent to protect his devotee. And he is already extended to become his charioteer. That itself is an evidence that Krishna is partial. For his devotee, he can take any position. Very good. Thank you. Everyone is related with the Lord. He is equal to everyone, and yet he is more inclined to his own men and devotees. The Lord is everyone's father. No one can be his father, and yet no one can be his sons. His devotees are his kinsmen, and his devotees are his relations. This is his transcendental pastime. It has nothing to do with the mundane ideas of relations, fatherhood, or anything like that. As mentioned above, the Lord is above the modes of material nature, and thus there is nothing mundane about his kinsmen and relations in devotional service. Kim idim svet kuto veti deva deva na vidmeyaham sarvato mukhamayati teja paramadarunam. O Lord of Lords, Deva Deva, how is it that this dangerous effulgence is spreading all around? Kimidam svet kuto veti. Where does it come from? I do not understand it. Anything that is presented before the personality of God should be done after due presentation of respectful prayers. Prabhupada is giving the etiquette. Don't just come in front of the Lord and start with your wish list or your desire or demand list. Prabhupada is saying that anything that is presented before the personality of Godhead should be done after due presentation of respectful prayers. That is the standard procedure. And Sri Arjun, although an intimate friend of the Lord, is observing this method for general information. The Lord is highly pleased and the Lord speaks. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Vetedam Dronaputrasya Brahmanastram Pradarshitam Nevaso Ved Samharam Pranabandha Upastiti. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, know from me that this is the act of son of Drona. Vetidam. Vetidam is to know. What? That who is the person is Drona Putrasya. And what has he done? Brahma Astram Pradarshitam. that he has released the nuclear weapon of Brahmastra. He has thrown the hymn of nuclear energy Brahmastra, and he does not know how to retract the glare. He has helplessly done this, being afraid of imminent death. Purport. The Brahmastra is similar to the modern nuclear weapon manipulated by atomic energy. The atomic energy works wholly on total combustibility, and so the Brahmastra also acts. It creates an intolerable heat similar to atomic radiation. But the difference is that the atomic bomb is a gross type of nuclear weapon, whereas the Brahmastra is a subtle type of weapon produced by chanting hymns. It is a different science, and in the days gone by, such science was cultivated in the land of Bharatvarsha. The subtle science of chanting hymn is also material, but it has yet to be known by the modern material scientists. Subtle material science is not spiritual, but it has a direct relationship with the spiritual method, which is still subtler. A chanter of hymns knew how to apply the weapon as well as how to retract it. That was perfect knowledge. But the son of Dronacharya, who made use of his subtle science, did not know how to retract. He applied it, being afraid of his imminent death, and thus the practice was not only improper but also irreligious. As the son of Brahmana, he should not have made so many mistakes. He made so many mistakes, one after the other. And for such gross negligence of duty, he was to be punished by the Lord himself. Nahi yasya anyatman atmam kanchit. Nahi yasya anya atmam kinchit. Astram prati avakarsanam. Jahi astra tej unmadam. Astragno hi astra tejasa. O Arjuna, only another Brahmastra can counteract this weapon. Since you are expert in the military science, subdue this weapon's glare with the power of your own weapon. So Krishna gave the solution, Krishna gave the remedy to how to counteract this nuclear weapon which was released by Ashwatthama. For the atomic bomb, there is no counter weapon to neutralize the effect. But the subtle science, the actions of a Brahmastra can be counteracted. And those who were expert in the military science in those days would counteract the Brahmastra. The son of Dronacharya did not know the art of counteracting the weapon, and therefore Arjuna was asked to counteract it by the power of his own weapon. Shuta uvacha Śrūtva Bhāgavata Proktam Falguna Paraviraha Prishtva Parikramya Brahmam Brahmaya Sandade. The Sri Shuddha Goswami said, hearing this from the personality of Godhead, Arjuna touched water for purification, and after circumambulating Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa, he cast his Brahmastra weapon to counteract the other one. There is no purport. Samhatya anyo anyam ubhayos tejasi sar samvrite avritya rodasi kamcha vavardhate arkavaniva. When the rays of the two Brahmas combine, a great circle of fire, like a disk of the sun, covered all outer space and the whole firmament of planets. So one Brahmas was already there. It was released by Ashwatthama, And to counteract it, as per Krishna's guidance, Arjuna also released. So the two of the Brahmastra, when they combined, it created a great circle of fire. The heat created by the flash of the Brahmastra resembles the fire exhibited in the sun globe at the time of cosmic annihilation. The radiation of atomic energy is very insignificant in comparison to the heat produced by the Brahmastra. The atomic bomb explosion can at most blow up one globe, but the heat produced by the Brahmastra can destroy the whole cosmic situation. The comparison is therefore made to the heat at the time of annihilation. Drishtva astra tejastu tayos trilokan pradhan mahat dayamana praja sarva samvartakam amamsata. All the population of the three worlds was caused by the combined heat of the open. Everyone was reminded of the Samvartaka fire, which takes place at the time of annihilation. The three worlds are the upper, lower, and intermediate planets of the universe. Although the Brahmas were released on the earth, the heat produced by the combination of both weapons covered all the universe, and all the populations on all the different planets began to feel the heat excessively. And compared to it, that of the Samvartaka fire. The Samvartaka is both used for destruction. Where we have studied Samvartaka, or we have heard about Samvartaka. Pranav, what is Samvartaka?
Don't know, Prabhuji.
You should know. This is not a proper reply that we don't know. The purpose of our study is to know what we do not know. What have you studied? You have not read the Krishna book. What to speak of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? When the Vrajavasis were performing Govardhan Puja, Krishna stopped them. And Indra became so much irritated and annoyed that he asked for Samvartaka clouds to come and inundate the Vrajavasis. The entire Govardhan Leela is because of the Samvartaka cloud. The Samvartaka cloud is used at the time of annihilation. And also there is Samvartaka Agni, fire. So here, the Brahmastra released the fire which is compared to the Samvartaka fire. The different planets began to feel the heat excessively and compared it to that of the Samvartaka fire. No planet, therefore, is without living being, a less intelligent materialistic man. Praja upadravam alakshaya loka agati karam chatam matam cha vasudevasya sanghara arjuna dvayam. Thus, seeing the disturbance of the great populace and the imminent destruction of the planet, Arjuna at once retracted both Brahma's weapon as Lord Krishna desired. The theory of the modern atomic bomb explosion can annihilate the world with a childish imagination. Prabhupada is exposing. First of all, the atomic energy is not powerful enough to destroy the world. And secondly, ultimately, it all rests on the supreme will of the Supreme Lord. Because without his will or sanction, nothing can be built or destroyed. It is foolish also to think that the natural laws are ultimately powerful. Material nature's law work under the direction of the Lord as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Which verse? Material's nature law work under the direction of the Lord as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Which verse is this? Yes, Pranav?
Maya dakshana prakriti suyate sacharacharam.
What is the verse number? What is the verse number? Your hand is up. Answer. What is the verse number?
Don't know, Prabhuji. Personal.
So again, the same reply is coming. Manoram, what is the verse number? I just spoke about it 2 days back. Bolo Manoram, quickly. My battery is completely discharged. I'm
In
not.
ninth chapter, but exact shloka number.
What is this section? Yes, Ravindra bro. बोलिए.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी 9.10.
हाँ, अभी तो समझाया था 9th chapter, अभी तो पढ़ाया था द्वारका में. This is the yoga aishwaryam of Krishna. Krishna says, Pashya yoga aishwaryam. Then he finally concludes that this material nature is working directly under my supreme guidance. The Lord says here that the natural laws work under his supervision. The world can be destroyed only by the will of the Lord and not by the whims of any tiny politicians. Lord Shri Krishna desired that the weapon released by both Droni is the Ashwathama, and Arjuna be withdrawn, and it was carried out by Arjuna at once. Similarly, there are many agents of the all-powerful Lord, and simply by his will only can one execute what he desires. Okay, I'll stop here. Very exhausted. Someone has anything to share or speak, please feel free. Contribute. Bolo. Covered till 33 verses. Why Ganesh is not joining? Dayashil, again your video is up.
Yes, somebody has been admitted to hospital, so he wanted to inject.
Okay, then I will stop here and we will conclude for today. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai.